day and welcome to the Sport Rep Show. My name is Jesse Jackson Kauraitha and I will be taking you through the latest sports news in and outside Namibia. Of course, a lot is happening in the country, and outside the country we have the cricket team that has qualified and all that. And now for the latest on the hit list. On the hit list, we start off with boxing news as the MTC Nesta Sunshine Boxing and Fitness Academy, co-sponsored by PST Bet, has announced that it will host a WBO Africa title fight that will take place on 8 November at the Windhoek Country Club. Namibia's Matheus Hayter will face the tough Clement Leko from Benin for the vacant WBO Africa featherweight title. This is a chance for Hayter to redeem himself following his world title defeat in the United States, said Tobias. The boxer still has so much to offer, and I have no doubt in his ability to win his next fight. We have been ensuring that his preparations are going well and he looks strong and ready to fight. Hayter's last bout was a loss in a world title fight at the Madison Square Garden in July, where he went up against American featherweight Bruce Shushu Carrington. He lost by a unanimous decision. In a WBC interim world title contest, the fight night will also include undefeated Harry Simon Jr., who will face Paul Kamanga in an important fight, of course, as well as that is Paulus John Jolominas, who will also be involved in a big fight there that will be taking place at that is on in November. And now on to some other good news, as the city of Windhoek finally has announced the resumption of the Sam Nujoma Stadium. Of course, the city of Windhoek says it will require about 60 million to fully refurbish the Sam Nujoma Stadium to meet FIFA and CAF standards, even as phase 1 of the renovations, a 13 million structure upgrade, officially got underway today. The handover ceremony marked the start of works by New Success Investments, the contractor selected through an open national bidding process, who will carry out the first phase of renovations over the next year. Structural upgrades underway of city of Windhoek. Windhoek, a manager of parks, sport, recreation and cemeteries, Waka Kalombade, said phase 1 focuses on structural refurbishment following FIFA and CAF inspection that led to the stadium's closure. These structural renovations are in line with the CAF and FIFA inspection report, Kalombiade said. However, after this phase, the stadium will still not be ready for use because several cosmetic but critical upgrades remain. These include replacing the artificial turf, upgrading floodlights for international broadcasting standards, installing a generator and reliable power supply, and modernizing media booths, club rooms, referee rooms, and medical facilities. Only after completing all upgrades and undergoing fresh inspection by FIFA and CAF will the stadium be cleared for matches. Kalombiade added, stressing that a total cost of 60 million will be needed in order for the stadium to actually be revamped in that process. We'll now go for a short break, and after that we return with good news from Cricket Namibia.
Flex is taking on a new look. A new feel, and a new location. Don't miss Flex DSTV channel 285, GoTV channel 25 every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, where we flex your mind and your muscles.
Well, now for some good news from cricket Namibia. Of course, it is the FNB Eagles that made once again headlines. This morning, Namibia's FNB Eagles booked their spot at the 2026 ICC T20 World Cup to be hosted by India and Sri Lanka. It will be the fourth appearance in a row at this event for captain Gerard Erasmus' team. For the first time in this week's qualifying tournament in Harare, the Eagles may have felt some early pressure when Tanzania reduced them to 41 for 4 inside the first power play. However, attacking fitties by Gerard Erasmus and JJ Smith ensured that Namibia reached 174 for 6 before keeping the East Africans well in check, 111 for 8 to win by 63 runs. On Saturday, Namibia will play the final of the continental qualifying tournament against winner between Zimbabwe and Kenya. Of course, they have already qualified and now will be playing in the World Cup for the fourth consecutive time. This is very important for Namibia's cricket team. History has been made, of course. We all hope that the rest of the teams will be able to do that. The national team, the rugby team, the national football team, and the rugby team, of course. And now on to some chess news. Well, this is the chess, the Krieger Sempire and Grace Kamati were crowned champions of the Rundu Chess Community, now renamed Kavango East Chess Association annual tournament, recently hosted at Rundu Secondary School. The tournament saw 30 players from Sarazungu Secondary School, Jafet Hayambo Primary School, and Zila's Tutorial Center put their strategic skills to the test in a battle for the top honors in the open, women's and junior sections. Let's cross over to the marketplace once again before we return with more news on the hit list.
Stay informed and entertained with the latest coastal news, community stories and local highlights all in one place. From inspiring people to exciting events, Irongo Talk brings you the moments that matter. Every week, we bring you the latest regional news, from impactful community stories to big sport headlines. We also dive into inspiring interviews with local figures and entrepreneurs and keep you in the loop on all the can't miss weekend events. By bridging the gap between print and digital, we inform you every week on what to expect in your Irongo print edition inside the Republikein, the Namibian Sun and the Algemeine Zeitung. Watch Irongo Talk every Wednesday and Friday on oneup2.com, on NTV, DSTV channel 285 or GoTV channel 25 at 1:30. You can also find us on our social media platforms, that's on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X, as well as on TikTok. Irongo Talk, our community, your news.
Well, Ananias Shikongo clocked 11.31 seconds in the Paralympic World Championships to qualify for the T11 100 meter semi-final competition. Let's hear from Shikongo.
Yeah, Ananias Shikongo, the troublemaker on the track. So the hit was okay. I'm just getting ready to qualify for the semi-final. I know for sure my time to make it for the semi-final. Yeah, but yeah, I'll come back strong, because I realized some mistake that I did from the beginning, and then yeah, somewhere there. But I know in the semi-final I can play smarter.
Well, Alphonse Bernard was also in competition here, finishing third in Heat 1 of the men's 100-meter T11, clocking assistant best of 12.52 seconds. Let's hear from him.
Yes. Sir. Yes. Okay. So my name is Emmanuel Bernardo. I'm 11 years old. I just participated in the 100 meters. So with the preparations, that's quite going well, but I'm a little bit just disappointed because I wasn't expecting to run this time that I ran right now. But above all, I enjoyed the race.
And now, before we dive into Zoom In with our volleyball interview, let us visit the marketplace and see what the market has in store for us before Zoom In. Well, on to some volleyball news. Of course, we had an interview earlier this week with Master Shilumbu, who is the local organizing committee member as well as the media representative for Namibia Volleyball Federation. They are hosting a big Bank Windhoek tournament, of course, and he had this to say. Organizing committee as well as a media representative of the Namibia Volleyball Federation. Thomas, welcome to the Sport Rep Show.
Thank you so much.
Well, it's not ordinary that we have visits from Namibia Volleyball Federation. In fact, it has been quite a while, but it's nice to see you here. I'm sure there is plenty to share with us. I understand there is a Namibia Bank Windhoek Namibia Volleyball Federation Cup that's coming up in October, early October. Can you just enlighten us with what is going to happen and about what is this tournament?
Yes, so what you are going to witness this in a few weekends to come, which will be from the 11th to 12th of October. We are going to have a Bank Windhoek NVF Cup that will be a 17th edition cup. So these are Games of Champions where we are having a collection of the champion and the runner from different regional associations that are coming up to play one tournament. Usually this tournament used to be hosted in 2 different rounds, but this year it's different. We are going to host it in just 1 round in the same town, 1 weekend. So it's actually a tournament whereby we are having every team from different associations. They are carrying the spirit and the pride of their association to come and represent their association in this tournament. It's going to be an exciting tournament, as it's a very big one, which is serve as a bridge to cross to the next high level, which is a national league. So whoever is going to win the tournament on both categories, ladies and men, whoever is going to win is going to be promoted to the National League.
Okay. Speaking of the teams that will be there, all the teams have confirmed that they will come through for this tournament?
Yes, all the teams have confirmed. So far we have 8 associations and we are getting 2 male teams from each association. That gives us a total of 16 teams, male category. And unfortunately we don't have, some regional associations, they don't have leagues for ladies. We only have few associations, but also it gives us at least a total of 11 teams that are coming from the ladies category. And the preparation so far, it's going well, as each team is given at least a privilege to choose to get two players, guest players from the regional association teams to come and assist them in this tournament. So it's really going to be exciting.
Okay, what's the difference between regional association teams and these teams that are competing here?
So the regionals, they host the league.
Pardon me.
The regionals, they host the leagues. This is where those teams used to participate. And now the winners of those leagues are the ones that are coming, and the runners are the ones that are coming to play in these tournaments. So that when the winners of these tournaments and the runners of these tournaments, they get promoted to the next league. So that's the difference. So it's serving as a promotion for them to move from the regional league to come and participate in the National League, which is being hosted by MTC.
Which is being hosted by MTC.
Yes.
Well, this one has a tag of Bank Windhoek.
Yes.
So Bank Windhoek, is it sponsoring funds for the trophy, or what is Bank Windhoek involvement in this one?
So Bank Windhoek is sponsoring funds. Usually, actually, they sponsor 2 tournaments, of which one is the Bank Windhoek top tournament that used to be hosted in Swakopmund, and then this one, which is the NVF Cup. So they sponsor funds, and then the funds are the one that we use now to give prize money, and then to give medals and trophies.
All right, wonderful stuff there. In terms of the organizing, obviously the Namibia Volleyball Federation playing a big role in making sure that this tournament take place. What are some of the challenges maybe that you guys are facing at the moment in terms of getting through to this tournament and making sure that it is a success?
So currently, the challenge that we are having is always funds. When it comes to organizing such big events, it's always money that is, it always comes with a cost. We are quite struggling. We are very unfortunate that we are only a non-organization, a non-profit organization, and we are operating under a non-profit motive. So we are always relying on sponsorships, and it's actually one of the reasons why we are combining this tournament to be one. Like usually used to be played in 2 rounds, now we are combining it and just make it one tournament. So it's fun, and the next thing is promotion. It's getting the word there, like marketing wise. So volleyball is likely not to be marketed well, so we are having a struggle with marketing our volleyball events here and there. So, but we want to say we are happy that we are getting such media on board that are coming here around us, and then they are helping us to promote our event.
Well, trust me, volleyball is a very interesting sport, and definitely in other parts of the world, I'm sure that associations and government and all consider it as a very serious sport as well. But in general, in terms of the development of volleyball, would you say you're happy with where you guys are at the moment compared to, let's say, 3-4 years ago?
Yes, very beautiful question. So back then, we did not used to have this type of promotions. We just used to play regional leagues, and then we play NVF Cup, then from there it just ends there. Now that we are having a national league, it's serving a purpose. Now we can see that there's growth in the volleyball. Everyone wants to improve. Everyone wants to be seen up there. So there's growth. People are now having a motive that I'm playing this because I want to be there. No more, unlike back then when you just play in your regional league, sometimes you don't have a motive of coming to play these tournaments.
These big tournaments and stuff like that.
Because you don't have anywhere to go. But right now that we are having the Premier League, so people are having motives, the clubs are having motives, the coaches, and everyone else is really interested to be up there on top.
Up there on top, of course. We want to get back to the tournament, of course. In terms of, look, these teams are traveling from different regions. In terms of accommodation and all that, are these teams sorting it out themselves, or is the organizing committee probably planning to have them places where they are going to sleep or stay?
So as I initially illustrated that NVF is a standing body, a non-profit organization, so we are not really reliable for the cost of the teams to come and participate. We are only reliable for organizing the event itself, but the accommodation for teams, the feeding and everything else, it's on their own. So we are only responsible for the cost of the tournament itself. So
I mean, after all, most of these teams are sometimes probably NDF, Nampol and stuff like that. Speaking of teams, I'm sure you've been in volleyball for a while. Which are some of the teams that are likely to be favorites in this tournament?
So back then, this tournament used to be more dominated by the CVA team, the Central Association teams, that I would say for the past 5 years. So, but this year I'm seeing a lot of teams are quite equipped. It's going to be an interesting tournament that We are having teams from Kavango. I'm seeing there's a very big, strong team there. We're having teams from the southern region. Even at the Rongo, we are having one strong team. So it's going to be an interesting team. Obviously, we are going to be expecting unexpected wins, to witness unexpected wins and some unexpected losses. So definitely it's going to be amazing.
All right. Before we conclude, is there anything you would like to add that we might have possibly omitted during this interview? Something, a message to the fans, a message to the people that needs to come through and watch this tournament?
Yes. So we almost forget that the tournament is going to be hosted here in Windhoek at Ramatex in Ochomwise. So we are going to host it in, it's a very big hall that's accommodating us with at least 6 courts, whereby the group stage games are going to be played on Saturday on the 11th. And then the group stage games until quarter-final games, they are all going to be played on Saturday. We plan them to be played on Saturday from 8 o'clock. And then on Saturday, on Sunday, we are going to proceed with semi-finals and finals, knockout games until the finals. That's on now both genders, male and female. So it's going to be a very busy day, a very exciting day. So we are expecting at least our supporters, our aspiring supporters, everyone that wants to see what's happening in the volleyball in Namibia. So we are expecting to see you there. Come and support us. It's going to be an exciting tournament in the Namibian volleyball history. So at least I'm expecting a mass to show up.
There will definitely be fireworks, hands and balls will fly on that day. Well, Mr. Shilumbu, thank you so much for joining us today. It has been a privilege and honor to have you in studio.
Thank you so much, sir.
Our international correspondent, Ariel Hart, is on standby to give us the latest news beyond Namibian borders, of course. That is international news. From me, Jesse Jackson Kauraitha. See you again tomorrow at the same time and place. Goodbye.
Good day, everyone. Time for international sports news, and starting off with soccer news first from the Champions League. And it was Arsenal that continued a perfect start in the Champions League. They played at home, they played against Olympiacos, and they beat them by 2-0. Not a good result ever for Manchester City. It's Manchester City that played in Monaco, and that game ended in a 2-2 draw. Newcastle beat Union Saint-Gilloise. They beat them by 4-0. And then other results is Dortmund. They too strong for Athletic. The score there was 4-1. And then Napoli beat Sporting. That was 2-1, and that game was played at Napoli. Looking forward to soccer this coming weekend. It's English Premier League that will continue. Arsenal, they play at home against West Ham. And then Manchester City, they have a away game against Brentford. And Manchester United, they at home against Sunderland. And then lot leaders Liverpool, they away in a tough game against Chelsea. Moving on to cricket news, it's a Women's 50-over World Cup currently being played in India and Sri Lanka. And it was Australia that beat New Zealand by 89 runs, a high-scoring game. Australia scoring 326 in their first innings, or their 50 overs, bowled out in the last over. It was Ash Gardner that scored 115 runs off just 83 deliveries for Australia. She came in at number 6. So great performance by Ash Gardner. And then also it was New Zealand that came into bat. They lost the game by 89 runs because they only scored 237, also bowled out. And it was Sophie Devine, the only batsman that scored runs. She made 112 runs for New Zealand. Closing off today's international sports news, it is tennis news. It's the China Open that continues. In the women's side of the draw, the WTA, it is Coco Gauff that's flew to the semi-final. She beat Eva Leis of Germany by 6-3 and 6-4 to advance to the semi-final. In the semi-final, she will either play Amanda Imesinova or she will play against Jasmine Paolini. These two still needs to play in the quarter-final. The winner will play against Coco Gauff in the China Open. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day. We talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.